Alright, hello, welcome back. This is another tutorial on music video effects. So for today, we are into After Effects. So you can just go File, New Project. Let's save this. And in New Project, I want to show you something called a text effect. So you might have seen all of these crazy text effects bouncing around in these music videos, and the behavior is all kind of crazy. So I want to show you how to do that. So After Effects we haven't really gotten into, but I need to go into this to kind of show you this. So first step with After Effects, go to Composition, New Composition. This is kind of like a timeline. It's basically like our new project sort of thing. Make sure it's the same thing as your Premiere project, 1920 by 1080 and 24 frames per second or 23.976, however long. We're just doing a text effect, so I'm just going to make it 8 seconds. 5 would be fine. Background color, you probably will have black, so I'll just put it back to black. And here we go. Alright, so this is After Effects, and it's got a lot of stuff that we can do with it. So what I want to show you though right now is something called the text effect. So here we go. First thing I do is I go to Layer, New, Text. Layer, New, Text. And I'll type crazy. Ooh, got a bit of a cold, I think, so I'm going to change this to white. I'll call this no. How come that's not happening? Foreground color, white. Zombie cows, baby. It's gonna be a great movie. So I want to make it bigger. I highlight the word. I press S for scale, and I click, drag to the right, make it bigger. I'm still on text, so now I want to change it to Selection Tool. Click, and I click, drag, and drop it in the middle of the screen. Alright, so now that we have that selected, what I have to do next is show you the Effects and Presets panel. If you can't see that, just go under Window and make sure you have Effects and Presets checked off. Can't breathe. Okay, under Effects and Presets, I would like you to look for the Animation presets. And under Animation, we're looking for the Text preset. Now, I've got a lot of box because I've got a lot of effects that I've purchased. You'll have just a few. So the first one I want to show you is under Organic, called Quiver. So let's take this effect, Quiver. I click on the icon, drag, and I drop it onto my text. 3, 2, 1, bam. Now it looks like nothing's happened, but if I toggle down this menu, there is a lot of wiggly selector randomize going on. So let's just see what's happening. Is it starting to quiver? Yep. So now my text has some action to it, some character, which is kind of cool. So I could play around with these and tell it how much I want it to quiver and all sorts of stuff. There's the randomizer, and it gets into things that I don't even know about. But there it is. There's an animation preset called Quiver. So what I'm going to do is Command Z or Control Z on a Mac. It's gone now. That is the quiver effect. I'll show you something else though. Let's check out blurs and let's get jiggy with it. Click, drag, drop, jigga-size. There you go. Getting jiggy with it. So maybe if you want that in like a title screen or something like that, very useful behavior. Another one, Control Z to undo, Command Z on a Mac. We can try and, oops, type in typewriter. Animation presets, text, animate in typewriter. Click, drag, drop. And now check this out. A typewriter effect. Pretty useful, especially if you're doing like someone's on the screen sending a text message. Now it can just be typed on like as if it were a text message. What else do we got here? I don't know if they have this effect anymore. No, they type that in. Text effect. So these animation presets, I would suggest going through all of them and finding out what works best for you. So like we have wiggle, scale, rotate over time, which would be drift over time. Let's take a look at that. Yep, just like it says, nothing special about that. It could be useful though, right? What about image creative? Bloom, which means it would get really, really bright. Grayscale, mood lighting, vignette lighting, all sorts of crazy stuff. Image special effects, bad TV warp, that's always interesting. Check this out. Well, typically it was more interesting than that. Usually it warps out. Might be something wrong with my effect. Oh no, it's working. Okay, I'm just going to put the resolution lower. Computer doesn't have enough memory. There we go. Yeah, it gives it that old bad TV look. That's cool. Then night vision. I don't think that'll work. Oh, Control Z to undo. Night vision. I don't think that'll really work on this one. Yeah, it's more for the background. All right. What else could I show you guys? For text, I also want to see organic gives you some pretty cool stuff. Ripple, rubber. Yeah, that's nice. There's the ripple effect. If we reverse that. Alright, there's also, where's evaporate? Wind current. Anyway, you guys get the idea. I haven't seen this one. Seasick? Yeah, that's pretty weird. So, as you can see, imagine having fun with this while you're doing a music video like the rapper was talking and some of his words came up. This stuff could be pretty fun to play with. So, I'm just going to show you something. So, let's just say we stuck with the quiver effect. Quiver. And it's like, okay, Ryan, how do I put this into my scene? What do I do with this now? Well, I'll tell you what to do. Here's how to export out of After Effects and to basically make a movie file that you can work with. So say I want just 3 seconds of this. 1, 2, 3. 3 seconds. So step 1, I take this work area, blue bar, hold down shift, and click and snap to my end. It's kind of like my in and out points. And what I do is I go to composition, add to render queue. I click on the blue word lossless. I change it to a QuickTime. I change it to format options. Either animation if you got it for high quality. ProRes 422 will work pretty good in this case. Actually, I don't think I can give an alpha channel with that. Nope. It's got to be animation. Make it animation. Press OK. And now here, RGB plus alpha. Press OK. And you can just choose where you want it to render to. I'm going to pick somewhere off my, put it onto my hard drive. And then press render. So now it's rendering 3 seconds and you hear the bloop. Maybe not. Okay, cool. There we go. And I'll close this program down. Don't save it for me. Now, to bring it back into into Premiere, I'm going to bring up my screen, go to where I have it, drag it onto my there, and let's just, I want to make a new, let's say, Banner Vancouver Skyline, File, New, Sequence from Clip. So this is the one, and I want to put my quiver over that. Because I gave it an alpha channel, that means it's going to be see-through, except for the quiver. So that is how you quickly make a text effect and then bring it into Premiere. And remember, after you bring it into Premiere, you can change the position, you can change the scale a little bit, you can rotate it around, all sorts of stuff, all the stuff that you need to do, right? Have it fade up, fade on. Maybe it's not getting enough attention, so do we have glow effects in here? I know I do. I don't know what you guys got at the school there, but on some of this stuff, yeah. Like that. My glow didn't even work that good. Alright. In any case, that's the first effect. That is text effects. Alright. The other ones I want to show you are lens distort. So this basically gives it a fake fisheye lens. So maybe you wanted to mess with it. Go into the effects panel and type in lens distort. Get out of my presets. And there it is under lens distortion. So you click, drag it on to your clip. And this is how it is with my effect applied. And all I'm doing is playing with the curvature and animating it. So as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3 keyframes that have extreme curvature on it. And I haven't even really filled in on the other stuff like the vertical. Well, actually, I'll do it all when it's all normal. Reset, and then vertical. So that's what happens if I do a vertical shift. Here's what happens if I do a horizontal. Vertical prism, which warps everything. Horizontal prism. You guys get the idea. So that is the lens distortion. Animating gives it a little bit whole kind of character. That's one. Number two takes a little bit of time to build. And I hope I can breathe through my nose while this happens. Okay, this is called flare streaks. So flare streaks, you remember this girl. We had her on a different effect. So she's doing her thing. Alright, step one, stack the layers, which means hold down Alt, click, and drag up. That'll create another stack. And I just need 1, 2. So you just need to stack it once. Alright? Step 2, click on the top layer. Step 3, look for the effect called Find Edges. Click, drag, and drop. That's Find Edges. Good. Now, make sure you select Invert. Okay, so invert the edges. Now, under Effects, type in Gaussian. Click and drag Gaussian Blur under Find Edges. Okay, once you've done that, you should just take the blurriness effect, and if you raise it, we can have this. We can have our characters. Say if it was a rapper or the music artist, and we can have like edges kind of glowing around that. Maybe don't want it to be as big. Alright, that's one thing you can do. But now, if we do it on a vertical only and increase the blur, you get this kind of weird flare streaks. I don't know if you like it or not, but it definitely adds something to it. It's got some kind of stylistic thing going on there. So that would be the flare streaks technique. And this, the last thing you have to do to make that happen, probably wondering what's going on, change the blend mode to screen. There's add for a more intense effect. Or overlay? Nah, let's stick with screen. Alright, pretty cool. Grainy footage. This one's an easy one. I'm almost embarrassed to include it, to be honest, but what the heck. So maybe you want to have that kind of old-time feel effect. Well, here's the combination of effects you have to do. Black and white, then noise, then Lumetri color. So under effects and presets, if I type in black and white, find it, click, drag it onto your clip, and obviously makes it black and white. No big trick there. Next thing you do though is type in noise. Under noise and grain, bring in the noise. Click that on and turn up your noise to about 22% and deselect use color noise. Alright, so that'll already give us kind of a noisy, grainy, you see how it is. But then we can also shift it, and maybe we want that old time looking footage or sepia colored footage. You get the idea. Lumetri color allows us to color correct, and I'm also boosting up the contrast here, so maybe I want some really old. Yuck. But you get the idea. Alright, cool. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, the film leader countdown. Okay, so this one you got to go to Gen YouTube and look for something called the SMPTE Universal Counting Leader. That's, let me just pull it up. Okay, so this is an old film strip leader I found. You look familiar, right? Yeah, you're probably sick of it already. Alright, so what you do is you take your original clip, and I got these guys dancing here. Yep, so cool. So what you need to do is, oh, get out of here. Take this clip, put it on your timeline, and then get rid of this. Now that you've got it here, it probably doesn't match what I have. The reason why is that under opacity, I've set the blend mode to linear dodge. So now you have this blending effect going on. And remember, you can use this with your opacity to like maybe fade it on or pop it on, pop it off. All sorts of stuff you can do. And you can still use things like, what was it, Lumetri. So if we were to type in Lumetri color, put it there, basic correction, right? Classy guys. Alright, so those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that I'd like you to give a try. Just while I'm here, I should also point out things like the horizontal flip. So maybe if you ever need, you could have your transitions, you could flip. It's kind of a mirror effect, so if I turn it off, turn it on, it flips it like a mirror. There's also the vertical flip, kind of funky. These are simple transitions, but they help in some instances, especially for editing. And then we also have strobe. So I'm going to get rid of this leader, and I'll put that up here. Strobe light could go there, and strobe light can, I'm using a different operator. There are different tutorials out there for using a strobe. So right now I have it on white. We put it on red. We could also blend it with the original a little bit, but I don't want to do that. Strobe change the period, but that'll be a longer duration. And the strobe period, I'll make it 2.25. Random stroke, sure. You can see how this can get really annoying. I'll put a random seed operator in it, and yeah, I kind of want to tear out my own eyes. But this is the strobe light effect, and I thought I'd be remiss if I didn't show you guys. What else could I show you while I'm here? No, that's about it. I've got a lot more plugins in, so not sure exactly what you guys have and what you don't have. But these will get you started for a while, for sure. Anyway, I hope this has helped you out. I'm going to end it off there, and that is the end of the music video effects. End recording.